Welcome back to Just Piddlin Barbecue. Today we're going to do some coffee beef jerky using coffee from Iron Bean Coffee Company. Stay tuned. Alright, today I'm going to be doing a coffee inspired recipe for beef jerky. And I've seen several different recipes and I've just kind of pieced them together and adapted it to what I wanted to do. I've got about 2.5 pounds of eye round roast. You can use top round or bottom round also, but this is eye round. And I had my butcher up at the grocery store slice it into about 1/8 pieces. Now we're going to start putting the other ingredients in for the marinade. First thing is going to be 1 cup of your coffee of choice, and that's going to go right over the top. And here are the pieces, by the way. That's about what we're looking at, about the size, and they're about 1/8 inch thick. Now some people choose to do them a little bit thicker, 1/4 inch thick pieces, but I like them a little bit thinner, so we're going to go with that. So that's 1 cup of coffee. Then we're going to go in with 1/4 cup of soy sauce and 1/2 cup of Worcestershire sauce. Now we're only doing 1/2 cup, a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And then we've got 1 cup of cola. Now in all the recipes it was supposed to be, regular Coke, but because of my keto deal and I'm trying to eliminate sugars from my diet, I'm going to go with Coke Zero. Now everybody's going to say, well, there's no sugar in it. The caramel flavor and the fizziness of it is going to have an effect on the meat, but also there are sweeteners and sugar alcohols in here as well. And so that's going to go to work on this beef jerky. So go ahead and go in there with 1 soda of your choice. Do whatever you want to do, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, now for the dry ingredients. We have it's going to be 1 tablespoon of all this stuff that I'm fixing to go over. This is ground ginger, 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon of chili powder. 1 tablespoon of chili flakes. 1 tablespoon of, this is Traeger's jerky rub. It's got a really good flavor, so I'm going to use that. And then 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon, and I think the cinnamon is going to pair really well with the coffee. So we're trying to stay with that theme. Now the reason why we didn't put but 1/4 of a cup of the soy sauce is because now we're going to add some salt to it, but I don't want to be over salty. Now this is Jacobsen's cherry wood smoked salt, and so I'm going to add some of that in there. So what that's going to do is it's going to add some salt, obviously, but it's going to add that nice smoky flavor to it. So we're going to go in with that, and then just however much pepper you would like. It's probably going to be about 1 tablespoon or so. If you want more, put more. And that's the recipe right there. So now I'm going to mix this up by hand, make sure everything's nice and coated, put it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours, and then I'll see you when we're ready to put it on the smoker. Alright guys, we've been letting this stuff marinate for about 4 or 5 hours, and now we're fixed to get it on the smoker. I'm going to cook it on my Grilla Grills Silverbac. I've got it set on 180 degrees, so we're going to see how that works out. I've got 2.5 pounds roughly of eye round that's cut about 1/8 inch thick. And so I went ahead and put it on this rack. I didn't figure I needed to film and make y'all watch me putting this stuff on the rack. But I ran into a little issue because I was out of room, but I didn't really have much left. So I just doubled up 2 of these racks. I put 1 there as a spacer and then put this one on top. So hopefully that'll let air get up under it and really dehydrate everything. I'm not going to stress out about it though. I'm just going to let it go and see what happens, because I'm just not going to stress out. So let's get it on the smoke. Alright, so this is our setup. It's 185 right now, so we're going to go ahead and get it on. perfect. And that rack, by the way, slides into the Silverbac perfectly. I did measure it in case you want to get one. It's 17 by 25. And if I can find a link to Amazon, I'll put an Amazon link in the description box for you. So now all we do is wait. Alright guys, it's been 2.5 hours, a little over 2.5 hours, and the jerky's done. And it's still got a little bit of flex to it, but it's got a nice tear to it also. You can see the fibers in it. I've already had a couple pieces actually. Pretty good flavor. I did make some jerky in the past, and I'll put a link to the description up here in the iCard for that video. And that jerky turned out really well. This one's not quite as good because, and I think it's really, to be honest with you, it's probably because I didn't put the sugar in there. But I was trying to keep the sugar out of it, so I can be satisfied with it because I kind of expected that part. But if you want some keto-friendly jerky, give this a try. If you don't really care about the sugar one way or the other, do this recipe, but just add some brown sugar to it. And I think it's going to turn out really good. I appreciate you watching, and until next time, I'll be Piddlin.